Hi there, this is Ronnie coming at you with a video, and it's another quick overview review of a supplement I recently got, and that supplement is this one. This is Shadows of Cthulhu for the True 20 system. I had been looking at this for a while, and I eventually got it because it was on sale for $6.99 on Gameslore. I do have Call of Cthulhu. I've got 4th edition Call of Cthulhu, and as I've mentioned, I think I've mentioned in videos, I've certainly mentioned to players, one of the problems I've found is people have become really sort of canny about Call of Cthulhu, so that when you say, right, okay, we're making Cthulhu characters, people start making characters for the game rather than making characters that will be played in a scenario. You know, suddenly you have everyone and his mother have very high spot hidden scores and movement rates and so on, rather than creating fully three-dimensional characters. So the idea of getting something like Shadows of Cthulhu, where I can create characters, put them in an adventure, and put them in a Cthulhu scenario without tipping my hat off really early on that it is a Cthulhu scenario, definitely I think is a better fit for me. There's really not a lot to say about the game itself. It's not particularly big, but it doesn't have to be because it doesn't have all the rules. There are a few new backgrounds, obviously. There's a couple of new roles as well. On top of the Adept and Warrior. There is the Academic, there is the Investigator, and there is the Reverent. If you just really want to play someone who is religious. I'd almost be tempted to backtrack the Reverent and use it for the basis of a Cleric if I was using a fantasy game with True 20. There are stats for a lot of the sort of Elder Gods and so on for Shadows, the Cthulhu mythos. Given the size of the book, of course, it is not comprehensive. There's lots of things that aren't in this book. For example, the Hounds of Tindalos. But it's a fairly good thing, and I suppose you could sit there and use True 20's rules to create a Hounds of Tindalos. So it's not a thing. Upgraded sanity rules. The sanity save is now straight up charisma. You don't get a chance to say what it is. It now has lots of psychological disorders that your character can suffer from if you fail your sanity save. And I like that system. It works perfectly well. It's an expansion upon the sanity save from the revised edition of True 20 core rulebook, or for those who have the older version, from the horror section of the True 20 companion. And it works very well. It's very simple and straightforward, as is most of the rules. Is the case for most of the rules on the in the main rulebook. Overall, I think it's good. I like it. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got it cheap. If I'm honest. I would recommend it highly if you have the True 20 system. Shadows of Cthulhu is a nice addition. It will allow you to play. I'm not quite sure whether they're pitching it towards modern Cthulhu or the classic era of the 20s. I think you could do both quite easily enough. So yes, quick review. It works. I'm very happy with it. If you have True 20 and you're looking for a good set of horror rules, adding something a little different to your game, a little more flavour, get Shadows of Cthulhu. It's well worth your time.